Spike is going to be the newest hero coming to Squad Busters later this summer. We're going to be breaking down everything you need to know about Spike, and we're going to be going over the balance changes that are going to be coming with the update on June 17th. So, looking at Spike, again, this is going to be released at some point in the summer. We don't have an exact date yet, but they wanted us to give you guys a little bit of a teaser for Spike, what he's going to bring to the table as the first healer hero in Squad Busters. So, I'm going to go through Spike's powers and traits and everything. So at power level 1, he'll throw a thorny grenade that covers an area in Spike. So he'll be able to deal a little bit of damage, slowing people down, you know, all that good stuff. So Spike's power level 1 ability is going to be throws a thorny grenade that covers an area in Spikes. Now this will stun and slow enemies down. So really good right off the bat. Power level 2, Thorny Grenade recharges 30% faster while Spike is sitting at full health. At level 3, opening a chest recharges 1 Thorny Grenade. At power level 4, busting a squad unit recharges Thorny Grenade by 10%. And then at power level 5, Thorny Grenade deals 20% extra damage and stuns longer. Trait level 1, it will give healer squaddies an extra 15% health and a 15% extra attack speed. Trait level 2, Spike gets 35% extra attack speed when at full health. Trait 3, busted enemies squad units drop life plants that heal and drop a heart. Trait 4 increases all squad healing by 15%, and trait 5 increases spikes in Spike's basic attack to 8. And then of course the turbo recharges are the same for every other hero. So taking a look at Spike, as you can see, he has you can see there's 1, and I don't actually know how much this charges up to. But let's see, it looks, if I had to guess, it's probably just 2. Yeah, so it's sitting at 2, and then you can see here, here's the, so Spike has a basic attack with 4, and then you can see, boom, here goes the bomb. It slows and stuns. You can see the slow effect, the stun effect, and it actually does a good amount of damage. Let's talk about the balance changes, starting with the heroes. Mortis turbo speed increase is going to go from 100% to 75%. Power level 2 self-heal from damage by bats will go from 50% to 30%. The bat's DPS is going to go from 200 to 300. The bat's health will go from 600 to 750. And the monster charge bats summoned will go from 5 to 3. Power level 4 maximum bats goes from 7 to 5. And Mortis now can have 3 bats until power level 4. For the Archer Queen, base speed is going to increase by 20%. The snipe damage is going to go from 1500 to 1725. Snipe split shots damage will go from 900 down to 855, and the Archer Queen basic attack DPS is going to go from 840 to 880. For the Barbarian King, the base speed increase is going to go up by 10%. Barbarian King health is going to go from 8300 to 9100. The super attack damage is going to go from 500 to 600, and the mega punch damage will go from 600 to 630. For Royale King health is going to go from 6700 down to 6400. The Royal Recruit health is going to go from 3600 to 3300, and the Elite Recruit health is going to go from 4800 to 4500, so a little bit of a nerf for the Royale King. For squaddies, tank shots pushback reduced. Summon Tank will now try harder to stay with the squad. Trader now brews his own kind of potions. Potion duration is going to go from 5 seconds to 8 seconds. Potion damage reduction has been removed, and potion movement speed has increased from 20% to 35%. Wizard's Fireball fight time increased by 20%. The Fireball damage is going to go from 820 down to 660, and the Wizard's DPS is going to go from 135 to 150. For B, the Circling Bees damage will go from 144 to 130, and Angry Bees damage will go from 155 to 115. Honestly, probably a pretty needed nerf for B. Battle Healer has her ultimate, which will further increase extra health given to 2100. And on top of that, some of the balancing were made to her kit. The Battle Healer extra health is going to go from 1500 to 1700, and the Blazing Light damage is going to go from 700 to 600. For the Heavy level 1 trait is going to give extra health from 300 to 500, and then the level 3 trait is going to go from 600 to 1000. Suppressing Fire projectile goes from 16 to 20. Suppressing Fire projectile amount goes from 22 to 44. Suppressing Fire firing speed is doubled, and then the Suppressing Fire hit slow duration goes from 1 second to 2 seconds. For Jesse, the Giant Turret shots fight speed is doubled. The Giant Turret shots now slow their targets by 25%, and the Giant Turret damage is going to go from 250 to 330. This is honestly probably going to make Jesse pretty solid. For Max, the burst shots cooldown is going to go from 6 to 4. For Colonel Ruff, scatter laser bounces go from 2 to 3, and the scatter shot laser damage per shot will go from 600 to 550. For Penny, level 3 treasures now contain keys instead of some hearts. Penny's treasure loot increased by 5 coins/gems, and Penny's treasure now guarantees at least 5 coin. For the archer, the arrow volley damage per volley is going to go from 400 to 440, and the archer's DPS is going to go from 340 to 400. Pretty decent buff for the archer. For the witch, skeleton barrel can now store up to 2 charges. Elite skeleton DPS is going to go from 80 to 90, and elite skeleton health is going to go from 1000 to 1100. Poco's power core damage is going to go from 225 to 250, making him a little bit of a stronger attacker, which is probably going to be pretty good once Spike releases. For El Primo, health is going to go from 2400 to 3000, the DPS is going to go from 150 to 200, and then the self-heal at level 1 will go from 20 to 30%, and then at level 3 it'll go from 30% to 40%. For bow level 1 damage to monster increases from 100% to 120%, and then for level 3 it's going to go from 135 to 150. The mine duration is going to go from 12 to 30 seconds. Stepping on a mine now stuns for a short duration, and then the mine damage is going to go from 500 to 650. For the Ice Wizard freeze spell duration is going to go from 3.2 seconds to 4 seconds, and the Wizard level 4 freeze spell duration is going to increase from 40% to 50%. Colt the Bulletstorm damage per bullet is going to go from 200 to 230, and the Colt's DPS is going to increase from 260 to 300. Mavis Bug Spray now stuns more frequently, and Bug Spray's duration is going to go from 3.5 seconds to 4.5 seconds. Coins from carrots will go from 2 to 3. Additional coins for plucking all carrots on the patch will go from 2 to 3, and then Mavis will pick carrots slightly faster. For Greg, coins from chopping trees will go from 8 to 10, and gems from chopping trees will go from 2 to 3, and then Greg will chop down trees slightly faster. Now, I don't have any footage of this, but for the Spike release event, once that comes at some point this summer, there will be cactuses that you can earn through a special event. The more you play, the more cactuses you can collect, and you'll be able to obtain from several in-game sources, including the Cactus Invaders game mode, whatever that means, the trees, tree giants, loot surge, and win rewards, much like we're seeing the rings with Sonic's event. Basically, you'll just spend the cactuses to unlock Spike and other rewards that will come with it, and then if you collect enough cactuses, you'll get those in-game rewards and Spike as the final prize. So those are going to be all of the changes coming in this update. Obviously, Spike will be releasing at a future date, but all those balance changes will be applying once the update drops on January 17th. So make sure you guys stay subscribed so you don't miss out on 1, when Spike releases, and 2, we're going to be streaming on update day for the Sonic event, and we're going to be trying to unlock Sonic and max him out as quickly as possible.